Good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending the Town Hall for Iowa employers to review the new unemployment system in IowaWorks. My name is Scott Perkins, and I'm the Division Administrator for the Unemployment Insurance Division of Iowa Workforce Development. Presenting with me today will be Kelly Hoschild, who's the Bureau Chief of the Benefits Bureau, and Tracy Starr, our Workforce Program Coordinator in our Benefits Bureau. We're recording today's Town Hall and we'll have it available on the Iowa Workforce Development website. Those attending are encouraged to use the chat to ask any questions you have. We will do our best to address the questions during the town hall. Any questions we're not able to address during the town hall will be addressed in a Q&A document we will have available on the Iowa Workforce Development website. The purpose of today's town hall is to provide an overview and demonstration of our new modernized unemployment insurance system. On Tuesday, June 3rd, our modernized unemployment insurance system will be available for both individuals and employers to use to file and respond to unemployment insurance claims. This will replace our current 50-plus-year-old system and will provide one central location, IowaWORKS.gov, for both individuals and employers to use. Currently, claimants must utilize two websites when filing their unemployment insurance claims. They file their initial claims at uiclaims.iwd.iowa.gov. If they're required to complete reemployment activities, they will then register for an account on IowaWORKS.gov. Each week, when they file their weekly claims, they need to certify their reemployment activities at IowaWORKS.gov, then file their weekly claim at uiclaims.iwd.iowa.gov. Starting on June 3rd, the entire unemployment process will take place under a single login and website, IowaWORKS.gov. On June 3rd, claimants will not only be able to file their initial and weekly claims on iowa.works.gov, but they will also be able to track and view the status of their claim as it works through the UI process, print income verification request, view and print their benefits payment history, update their contact information and banking information on their own, file an appeal, request a wage investigation if they have earned wages that are not reflected on their claim. They'll have the ability to print their 1099-G and have real-time access to documents, including decisions.
As you can see, there's a lot of great enhancements for our claimants, and the good news is that there's a lot of great enhancements for employers too. First, want to make sure everyone is aware that currently the IowaWORKS.gov serves as a valuable tool for employers to post jobs and recruit workers. Then on June 3rd, that system will be upgraded and we will add the unemployment functionality to that website. So the activities and that you would normally do, paper, things like that are now going to be found in our IowaWORKS.gov website. Employers will still use the My Iowa UI system as you do today for anything related to tax functions like UI taxes, business registration, those types of things. And IowaWORKS.gov will provide many more tools that would help employers manage unemployment insurance claims for their business. And just to verify that everyone knows that, can we go back a couple, Tracy? One more. There we go. That we do have, make sure everyone understands that for the IowaWORKS, that will be essentially the system of record for the unemployment claims functions. So things like notice of claim, appeals, refusal to work notices, quarterly charge statements, all of those will be found in the IowaWORKS system, whereas in the My Iowa will continue to be used for the unemployment tax functions like paying the UI taxes, business registration, management of UI account, and things like that. The employers also will have an employer portal like the claimants do. And there will be a lot of self-service options for claimants as well, or for employers as well. So items like you can submit a separation form. So currently that is completed on the website today. And so you will be able to log into the IowaWorks system and be able to enter a separation form if an individual is separated from your company. You'll be able to fill out the online notice of claim, which is now called notice of separation if you're not enrolled in sides. And we do encourage employers to sign up for sides, and it will be super easy in the new system. Essentially, you'll go to your corporate profile page, scroll down to the sides section, click edit, and then you will be able to enroll in sides and get a PIN. Additionally, we also want everyone to understand that you will continue to receive the notice of claim, now called notice of separation, the way you do today, until you go in and update anything on your portal, any type of changes that you want. So the good news is again, you will not miss out on any notice of claims, and you'll still get it the way you get it today, but if you want to make changes, you just simply go into your portal and make those adjustments. Additional items on in the portal, employer portal, that includes you can view and protest employer charges. You can view a list of claimants that have filed claims where you're the base period employer. You can respond to wage audits. You have the ability to update contact information and add users. You can upload fact-finding documents. So I know a lot of times we receive those via email or fax, and you'll be able to just simply upload those into the system and we'll be able to get those. You can file an appeal and you'll have real-time access to documents. So you won't have to wait in the mail for things like notice of fact findings, notice of separations, and decisions. Again, want to make sure everyone understands that my Iowa UI will still be used for the tax-related functions. And anything UI like benefits related will then now be handled in the new My Iowa UI system. So we will have an enhanced security in IowaWorks. The consolidation of services on IowaWORKS.gov also means that we want to make sure we're protecting sensitive information. So starting on June 3rd, all users of IowaWORKS.gov will be required to use multi-factor authentication when logging onto the website. And you'll do that through verifying through a text message or an email. And again, this adds a layer of protection of security, which is common practice in many of the websites. So it allows you to prove that you are who you say you are when logging in. So with our test system, we aren't able to actually show the multi-factor authentication piece, but essentially what will happen is when you select to sign in or register from the drop-down menu, you'll be prompted to enter your username and password. At that point, you'll see a screen prompting you to select a method to receive your verification code, which is either email or text. Then you'll have the verification code sent, and you'll enter that on the next page. After you enter the code that was given to you, you'll hit validate the code, and then you'll be right into the IowaWorks system. So next, we will show a demo of how a couple things, how to log in, how you can add additional contacts in your portal, as well as just a general overview of what the employer portal contains.
And real quick, before or to allow time, I guess, as well for Tracy to share her screen for the demonstration she's going to do, there's a couple questions that came in the chat that we can address. So one of the questions is, will documents still be mailed to employers, TPAs, examples, fact findings, wage audits, notice of hearings? Yes. However, you're receiving those notices now will remain the same once we move to our new system, but you will have the ability, if you choose to, and we'd encourage you to set up an account in IowaWorks and receive all those documents electronically. The next question is, how does the new system impact TPAs? Will a TPA be able to have an account to manage clients' unemployment claim correspondence? Yes, they will. TPAs will have the ability to create their own login with the new system. So when they go to enroll for an account at IowaWORKS.gov, there will be an option for an employers and a separate options for TPAs for them to set up an account and manage whatever clients they choose to in our new system. There's one more question that just popped up. Who do I contact if I don't have access to our company's account? I am taking over the main point of contact, but we'll need a way to get access to our company page. What you can do is you could contact our benefits bureau and we can provide instructions to assist you with we'd have to verify some information with you to ensure that you are authorized to have access, and then we can assist you with setting up an employer account at IowaWORKS.gov, or excuse me, a TPA account at IowaWORKS.gov.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and proceed with the demonstration on how to log in. So you should have received information regarding how you will log in. So if you had a My Iowa UI account with an email address, and that email address matched the recruiting and or WOTC account already established in IowaWorks.gov, then you would use that same login to log in. If the email did not match, or there was no email in your My Iowa UI account, we've established a login for you using 00001 plus your UI account number. For TPAs, it's using that same format, but with your agent number instead of your UI account number. You would just remove the R from that number designation. So using whatever method that you should be using, you would click on the sign in here. And then the temporary password, if you didn't already have an established IowaWorks.gov account that matched, is going to be capital IOWA123 exclamation point. You would click the sign in button. And then you're going to have to go through some validation. Of your zip code and phone number, because it's redirecting you to reset that password. The response to what's your mother's maiden name, if it prompts you to reset the password, is going to be capital IOWA123 without the exclamation point. And then it will prompt you to set up a new password. Save. It will direct you to your dashboard. You can check your profile and contact information. So you can verify that your contact information is correct. You can also scroll down to the bottom, and this is where you could request to enroll in sides. If you want to do that, you'll be able to click on side 10 history. Oops. And it's not going to give me anything. In the production site, there will be a link right here that will say set PIN, and you can choose your own PIN number. And then there's a button at the bottom that will say save. And once you do that, that system will automatically enroll you in sides, and you can respond to your notice of claims through there. If you want to add users to your account, you can click on this tab for contacts and users and click on the add contact button. There is a button that's add contact and location, which you can use. However, I want you to be aware that if you put a location in here, your notices and things will actually go to the address, your primary address on file. It won't go to these location addresses. So we'll go ahead and proceed with the add contact. You can designate what their position is with your company. We'll just say UI benefits. The phone number, add the email address. Click on next. We'll contact the ability to sign in which you can set up the username. Give them a password. Give them an answer to a security question. You can change this to whatever security question you wish and put in the answer. And then here's where, how would you like to receive your unemployment insurance notices? You can select internal message with text message notification, internal message with email notification, and postal mail. Those text message and email notifications, it will send you a text or an email letting you know that you have a message in your message center. And then you can give them what privileges you want them to have access to. View messages, unemployment, review and respond to claims filed, file a separation notice. You can check all of these if that person handles that for you. Once you go through those steps and click finish, now you have an additional user here. that will be able to log into your account and do the functions that you gave them. Now we'll go to the unemployment portal, where you will have additional options. So here's some the employer charges. If you have claimants that have filed claims against you, this is where your notice of claim or separation notice will be. If you are enrolled in sides, if you try to respond to one of these notices, it will give you a notice, an alert that you need to actually go through sides to submit your response. But here's one that needs a response. We could click here and it will go through the series of questions for your separation notice. What you want to put in, check about remuneration, put your contact information in. If there were to be a fact finding, you can put your participant information in. And if you have any documents that you want to include with the separation notice, you can upload it here and click save. Once you click save, then it will come into the system and staff will process that separation notice. The employer charges, we don't have any current on here. But if you had any, you would select the quarter that you want, and then there would be a list listed here. And there is a file protest. So if you want to protest your statement of charges for a particular individual, you can do that right through this site. If you click on that protest charges button, it will walk you through a series of questions about the protest. Make sure when you fill out those forms that you click save at the end. Here's where the determinations tab is, where you can view all of your determinations that have happened for claimants that pertain to your company. You can also file an appeal after you've viewed the determination. So you would view it first. Pops up as a download. You can read through the determination. Gives you the appeal information. If you feel that you need to file an appeal based on that determination, then you can just click the File Appeal button, and you would type your reason for filing an appeal and walk through an additional series of questions. Through this process, you can add legal contacts, any supporting contacts. You can will also have the opportunity to upload documentation for that. Once you have filed an appeal, you can click on the Appeals tab, and you will have a list of any appeal that has been filed that pertains to your company. This may be issues that the claimant filed an appeal, or issues that you have filed the appeal. You can view the appeal, you can view the determination, and you can also add contacts to your appeal. So all of these listed here are new appeals. And then this one down at the bottom is where the case file has complete. You can click on View Appeal, and it will give you like the status of where your appeal is in the process. So this has been reviewed as valid. It just hasn't progressed. If it, as it goes through the appeal process, these will have additional information, such as appeal hearing scheduled, things like that. You can also have options to request an in-person hearing, add contacts, upload documentation. So a lot of additional information will be available to you. We also have where employers, if they're interested, can apply for a short-term compensation plan by filling out the application here. If you already have an existing plan, that will show in a grid here, and you can view that plan information at any time. Wage audit notices. These are when an investigation has occurred and our staff has requested that the employer complete a wage audit form. That is the breakdown of week by week what the employee earned. So here's one that needs responded to. So it tells you what week the claimant claimed, their weekly benefit amount, the payment amount, and how much they reported in earnings. Then you can fill in what the actual earnings were for each week and what earnings type that is. And save it, and that will send it back to our staff for processing. That is also where you can fill out a separation statement by clicking here. And again, it will ask you information that is specific to this individual about their separation. So that is the additional functionality that employers will have. It would be beneficial to do things electronically, as that speeds up the process for everyone involved.
Thank you, Tracy. Want to address some of the questions that have come up in chat. I see one of the question is asking if the account, so the employer account is already set up for sides, if there is something that would prevent the account to be enrolled in sides e-response. And on the converted records, that yes, the account will already show up as enrolled in sides, so they should not be able to edit that and change it to an e-response. Another question was regarding about, was asking about logging in and if an email would be sent out. So for security purposes, we would not send out an email, with usernames and passwords. But what we ask is that, first of all, you try your email address, because that if your email address matches what is the primary contact in My Iowa UI, you'll be able to log in with your email address. If that does not match, then that is when you would use the code that Tracy used, which is 4 zeros, a 1, and then your state account number. So everyone should know what your My Iowa account number is. So that's what you would use in regards to that. And then the Iowa 123 exclamation point would be the password. Another question was asking about the TPAs. The TPAs that the employers that you're currently signed up with will transfer over into the new system. So you should not have to add all of those employers that you represent. You should not have to add those. Those should automatically come over into the new system. Can we log into the website now? No, unfortunately not. all of our applications are down, so they will not be available until June 3rd. Will the POA, power of attorney document change? Yes, we will be changing that. We'll be updating that. Since Iowa Works is now essentially the system of record for like benefits functions, UI benefits functions, we will have separate power of attorneys, one for that and then one for the tax piece. So there will be new power of attorney documents. TPAs, how will they log in? It will be similar. So you would try your email address first. And then if that does not work, you would use the 4 zeros and the 1 and your agent ID number without the R. Another question, will TPAs receive documents via mail or online? So however you're receiving it now will be how you receive it. And then once you log in on June 3rd, you can make any edits that you want. The question as far as if you're set up on sides, can you respond to the notice of claim in both places? No. If you're set up in sides, it will only allow you to respond via sides. Password for TPAs would be Iowa123 exclamation point as well. If you have multiple locations, you can give each location, add them as a user, and they will receive all of the information as well. So if you have multiple locations, multiple users, those can all be added. The recording, we're not planning on sending the recording to all attendees, but it will be on our website. The question, can we get a copy of the new POA or instructions? So yes, we can add those online. Those are not on there yet, but that will be something we'll definitely get added. For the password, Iowa, it's capital I and then lowercase OWA and then 123 exclamation point. So as far as the TPA, so each agent ID will have their own user account.
Were there any additional questions? I think we addressed all the questions, but if there's something that we didn't address, um, if I apologize, but if you'd ask the question again, if you feel your question wasn't answered, that'd be great. If you have any additional questions, please add them to the chat. Again, we're going to address all the questions that were asked, included on a Q&A document, and put it on the website after the town hall.
Yes, you can have multiple user accounts under one agent ID. You would just add them the way that Tracy had showed. Our website will continue to be the most up-to-date source of information and have, all of the kind of the one-stop shop for what needs to happen the first day and, what's going on in IWD. So please continue to watch that. If you're signed up for sides responses, will that process remain the same? Yes, you'll get a notification that you have a sides e-response to respond to, and you'll log in the same way with your federal ID, state ID, and PIN. TPA login, it's all the same website. So you would just choose when you choose to register or log in, you would choose the TPA piece.
That would be our IowaWORKS.gov website. It is currently down due to the modernization, but it will be available on June 3rd. And in a prior question, a gentleman had asked me about getting access to his current employer's account. That's something our tax bureau would be able to prepare you for now. So if you would call our tax bureau, they'd verify you and then could get you the information you need to be able to log in on June 3rd. Our tax bureau's phone number is 1-888-848-7442. Yes, I sure can. This number is for our tax bureau. Oh, thank you, Nikki. 888-848-7442.
The benefits phone line is 866-239-0843. There's a question about our TPA currently has access to our sides account. Are we able to also have access? It depends on how that is set up. It depends on if it's a sides or a sides e-response. So that would be something you'd need to work with your TPA in regards to.
So that recent question I can take just to verify after June 3rd, notices will still come through us through US mail or everything will be online now? No. Yes, if you're getting your notices by mail, you will continue to do so after we go live. That will not change unless you choose to create an account with IowaWorks. We would encourage you to do that to get electronically, but if you choose to get it through US mail, you'll continue to get it through US mail. That's correct. So as a TPA, you will still be able to respond to notice of claims via online, fax, and mail, correct? There's one question outstanding regarding the reporting units. We are looking into that question. We'll try to get you an answer here as soon as possible.
Well, Jenke, we can follow up with you individually when we get more information regarding the reporting units.
Are there any other questions? Again, appreciate all the questions today. Appreciate everyone taking time to join the town hall today, and we will have this information online. Anything that was asked today, we will provide a Q&A document that'll be available on our website. That's the Iowa Workforce Development website. I'll give it another couple minutes here just to see if any other questions come up. All right, well, I don't think there's any other questions. Again, I appreciate everyone who attended today. If you do think of a question, we have our benefits phone number. If it's right now, if it's related to anything benefits or claims related, please contact at our benefits phone number. That number again is 1-866-239-0843. And then currently, if you have anything related to your unemployment insurance tax account, you can contact our tax bureau at 888-848-7442. I appreciate everyone's time today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.